So this is something new for me and maybe for you as well. How are we going to deal with bigorexia? Well, to find out, we're now connected with clinical psychologist Ratih Ibrahim, who will share her expertise
Hi.
about this disorder with us. Good morning, Ba.
Good morning, you too. I'm so glad to see you and also very interested in the socks that you're wearing.
Oh,
The socks.
You guys wear so funny, cute socks there.
yeah, we both like to have a let loose
Cute
and have a little
socks.
bit of fun on a Friday morning. So let's talk a little bit about bigorexia. So is this an actual
Yes.
medical condition? Is it a form of obsession? What exactly is it?
Well, actually, having good body shape is nice, and it is also a blessing if you have the capacity to have beautiful, good-looking, and muscle and tone enough body shape. But when you are being obsessed on that, as just said previously, so it becomes a disorder, mental disorder. Why? Because obsession somehow makes you not able to enjoy your life because you will do excessive exercise and you push yourself even over your limits to do the exercise to get the shape, and you only focus on how to build your muscle,
Right.
and probably it's decrease your quality of life unless you really push yourself too much in doing the exercise to get the shape, not the performance, unless you are an athlete.
Right, exactly.
Since
Which
you are
most of us
not,
are not.
since you are not, it becomes too much.
Oh, okay.
And it will make you becoming restless, feel anxious, you can comparing yourself too much with others. Yeah, and when you consume too much protein, fat in order to build the muscle, somehow the diet is not balanced enough, makes you experiencing the other kind of malnutrition.
Right.
And it makes you not just anxious, but you probably getting the other mood disorder, not easy to sleep, sleep disorder, and nutrition imbalance, and makes you unproductive and becoming more difficult to enjoy your life.
Ratih, I'll add on to a little bit. I agree with everything you just said. But as someone who is not an athlete and we're recreational gym goers, how do we know where to draw the line? Because it seems like a gray area. I would say that 99% of all guys that I know that go to the gym are not happy with their physique, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because couldn't it just be motivation for them to continue to go and continue to be disciplined and continue to try to go down this, go down this road where they've set a target for themselves? Like, I look in the mirror, somebody else might say, oh, you look fine, but I'll always see my own problem spots. But I'm not obsessed with it. I believe that will be my next target. Oh, I want to take a little bit off the waistline next time, so at least I have a target to work for. So apart from using performance-enhancing drugs or eating very unhealthily or losing sleep over it, where do we draw the line? Because all those things I just mentioned are obviously very negative, so that's a very clear sign that you have bigorexia. But where do we draw the line in the middle?
Well, actually, as usually I said to many of my clients, you should do the consultation with your sport doctor.
Okay.
So they will give you advice about the performance that you should have.
Right.
So it will give you the range of limitation when you have to stop being ambitious with your shape, but you can maintain that to keep the performance as good as it is, and also help you to do the good diets. And as you both discussed before, it is very important to be consistent in managing your healthy life balance.
Yeah, I suppose a sports doctor or a coach will be able to set a realistic timeline for those goals as opposed to trying to get instant results right away. So good point there, Matt.
But I think from a psychological point of view, according to your experience, of course, what can causes bigorexia? Is it past trauma? Is it past bullying? So they view themselves as a lesser individual, so they want to be big and strong. What causes it? What's the root cause of it?
Well, past trauma experience can be one of the cause because you used to be the smallest kid in the neighborhood and people look down on you, or probably you want to do some kind of revenge. So people will see you because before you are so unseen from everybody, can be that, but that's only one reason. But nowadays I can see the social media, the exposure of trend, life habit, how, like my sons, I have two boys at home who really look up to the peers about the how to build the muscle, have a good shape of body, because yeah, somehow girls prefer to see boys uh, with muscle and tone,
Right.
in body tone, instead of just the brain and being a fun person. So it's not just the trauma; it's also the trend, life trends that happen nowadays, and it becomes push you to become the gym enthusiast and also focus more on how to shape yourself.
Yeah, I'm seeing that as well all
Being
over social
healthy is
media.
one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, social media also. Being healthy is one thing. It is good. But when you obsess with that, it becomes a disorder.
Yeah, and I think I'm seeing it, and I just didn't realize it was a disorder until we actually learn about these things, that these things are affecting younger people, are taking supplements they don't need to take. For example, testosterone boosters.
Definitely.
Young people have a lot of
Yeah.
testosterone. You don't need extra testosterone. That's for people who are in advanced age. However, young people are using it to enhance their performance, all for the sake of taking a picture for the Instagram so it will look good, because there is all this social pressure
Yeah.
as well. Now, you spoke about having boys, Barati, and it seems to me that bigorexia would likely be more of a male-oriented kind of disorder.
Yes.
However, for women, there's such a
Yeah.
thing as anorexia. But can this affect, can bigorexia affect women as well?
Well, yes, actually it happened to both gender, but
Really?
it is caused more to the males.
Okay.
Anorexia is how we see ourselves not good enough, so we avoid, we prevent, we don't want to eat anything. Bigorexia is you obsess to your shape and you want to build the muscle, excessive obsession to build the muscle. So it's a different opposite direction of rexia
Right.
here. So being competitive, well, I can see how you people, the gym enthusiasts, is also comparing and being competitive to
Always.
each other, and it brings the spark of happiness, joy in doing the gym session. But being too competitive, everything that being too excessive, that's the one that we should be aware of, because that's not good.
So I guess the root
Because
cause.
obsession somehow kills the joy to celebrate yourself and your life.
Absolutely. You don't get to reap the rewards that you've been working so hard for.
So I guess the root cause of all this is a social construct where society just have pressures on boys and girls, boys to be big, girls to be thin and skinny, right? So what are the
Yeah.
physical problems that can arise from bigorexia? I mean, we know gaining muscle is
Well-
one thing, but
Yeah, yes. And when you try too hard to build the muscle, you do the over exercise, it can impact and injure to your muscle.
Right.
Probably your bone, and we don't know what will happen to you. But definitely the imbalanced nutrition, the malnutrition, you don't know. Because you just probably, you do the super strict diet that you just push yourself to eat fat or protein. You lack of fibers, you lack to the other ingredient
Minerals,
in
vitamins.
your nutrition. Yes, yeah. It can also impact your mood.
Yeah, then I do believe that, again, we were talking before we had our conversation, Barati, about how there are no real shortcuts. I mean, if you want a proper shortcut,
Definitely.
There's no
Yes.
such a thing. You actually have to put in the time, and you have to be patient because none of these things happen overnight. In fact, a lot of the people who have been obsessed with getting big and getting muscular will always have some downtime because of the way they're getting it. So any shortcut, easy come, easy go. So you'll gain all this muscle, but you'll end up losing a lot of it as well during your downtime or when you're unable to train or unable to keep up with the nutrition. And I think people don't get that drilled into their head long enough that it's not a sprint, it's actually a marathon. You need to be consistent and you need to overall put one thing ahead of yourself. Instead of thinking about how you look on the outside, perhaps focus on how to get healthy overall, especially on the inside. And a nice body or a nice physique is just a side effect of living healthy, right, Doc?
Definitely. And also you have to be realistic because somehow the genetic, how you bring up in the family is
Good point.
also impact. Yeah, well, you come from a family who is chubby. It's also different
Right.
with those who come is from a skinnier family. So please just be realistic and celebrate yourself. Embrace your life.
Yeah.
Do the healthy diet, and as you said,
Yeah.
keep everything. Well, don't take anything that is not natural.
Yes, agree with you. Always go with whole
So,
foods better than
yeah.
supplements because whole foods are a lot better
Yes,
for you, right?
yes.
But by the way, we're running out of time here. Before I let you go, I have a quick question as well. We're generally classified into 3 body types, right? I can't remember them all off the top of my head right now, but there's a skinny, rail-looking one, like with small,
There's
tiny
endo,
bones.
there's meso, and there's the
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's right. Now, obviously, people have to also, in addition to what you just said, Bharati, be aware of your own body types. Like me, I can never be one of those
Yes.
big guys like The
Yes.
Rock. I can look at his Instagram
Yes.
and be in admiration, but I will never look like him. So it's time to set some real targets for ourselves so that way we can start accomplishing those targets and be happier with ourselves. Thank you so much, Bharati, for joining us.
Definitely. Thank you so much, boys.
Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
See
Hope to
you.
talk to you again soon. Always a
Bye-bye.
pleasure.
Stay safe.
Have a great weekend.